All right, so my name is Bailey, and this is my video presentation of my case study of Nike. Although I'm guessing we all know of the brand Nike, I will start with a brief overview of the company. Nike was founded in 1964 and originally operated as Blue Ribbon Sports. Oddly enough, their main objective was to distribute what is now known as ASICS shoes. However, in 1971, it became Nike thanks to its founders Bill Bowerman and Phil Knight, both who had heavy involvement in track and field. The name Nike originates from the Greek goddess of victory, and the first line of shoes, the waffle trainers, literally were inspired when Bill Bowerman and his wife were making waffles, and he had this great idea to design shoe soles with grooved patterns to help athletes grip multiple types of surfaces. And with that, the Nike trainers were born. Since then, Nike has expanded from footwear to sports apparel to sporting equipment, among a bunch of other type of athletic-based products. Although Nike is one of the first brands that we think of when it comes to sporting goods, they are among many reputable competitors, including but not limited to Reebok, Adidas, and Under Armour. Despite the competition, according to Forbes, Nike has the biggest stake in the North American athletic footwear market with nearly 60% of the market share. Nike remains ahead of its competitors through keeping up with current operation trends, currently focusing on sustainability, which is huge since we're under such a going green movement. For example, they use a color dry technology when dyeing their fabrics. This allows them to eliminate using water and by using recycled CO2 to color the fabrics. Now to move on to the financial statements, I would like to make note that Nike has remained pretty consistent in growth with their revenues. Even in 2008, when the market crashed, Nike's revenues were then at $18,627 million, and in 2009, they even saw an increase despite of the troubles in the market, coming in at $19,186 million. Now, if you're trying to consider investing in Nike, it is a good idea to look at their operating cash flow, which is kind of shown in the diagram below. As you can see, the operating cash flow has had a huge rise from 2012 to 2015. 2012, it came in at $1,899 million and has continually grown through 2015, resulting in a current $4,680 million. This is a good sign to invest because it shows that Nike is operating and generating more money than they are spending. Next, I would like to highlight on some key ratios. If you take a minute to pause the presentation and really look into the numbers, you can see that everything has been on a healthy incline in the past 10 years, only suffering in small margins after 2008, but making quick recovery. That being said, not even all of the numbers were really affected by the 2008 market crash. Now, a figure that I would like to draw attention to is the gross margin percentage, which is pretty consistently operating in the middle 45 percentile. In 2015, Nike is profiting 46 cents for every dollar made. Like I noted before, but can better be viewed here, the increase in revenues from 2006 to 2015 is exponential, generating $15,646 million more in 2015 than just 9 years prior in 2006. You can, however, see a decline in the number of shares. This is probably attributed to a repurchasing plan that Nike started in 2012 to buy back $8 billion worth of shares within the next 4 years. Next, I would like to discuss Nike's cash conversion cycle. Nike's cash conversion cycle is quite high, in 2015 sitting at 87.12. It seems that although the receivables turnover is quite fast, averaging in at only 9 days in 2015, the inventory turnover is only 3.99. The payables period works in Nike's advantage, coming in at 44.82 days. This is good because the cash that they are receiving in their receivables turnover is coming in a lot faster than the time that they have to pay out what they owe. Now to do a quick overview of Nike's stock performance. As of September 2nd, 2015, Nike's up 2.07 with the last price coming in at $110.70. In the next graph, we take a look at Nike stock performance in comparison to a few competitors. Listed on the graph here is Puma in orange, Adidas in red, and Nike has the red and green dotted line. As you can see in previous years, Nike came in below Puma and Adidas, but in recent years has really taken a staggering lead. And as you can see, Puma in the orange has kind of fallen off the graph completely. The next graph focuses mainly just on Nike. As you can see here, it's been a very slow but constant rise in stock price since 2008. And after 2015, it still looks like it's just going to keep on rising. I won't spend too much time on this graph. However, I would like to point out that since 2009, Nike is considerably higher than the S&P 500 and is really starting to wedge a gap between the industry norm on the right-hand side of the graph. So if you see on the left-hand side, all of the lines are pretty much consistent with each other. Nike being the navy, the footwear and accessories being orange, and S&P 500 being the green. But as you approach the right-hand side of that graph, S&P kind of drops, and footwear and Nike are starting to emerge a little bit of a difference where Nike is coming ahead. So what does this mean if you have stock with Nike? Well, you're probably seeing some return. Nike pays out cash dividends quarterly, and according to their website, have had dividend increases for the last 13 years. Nike operates mainly on equity. As you can see here on the quick breakdown of their cost to capital, in 2015, only 9% was debt and 91% was equity. I do list the 2014 and 2013 figures. However, I would like to bring it right down to the bottom line there. To put this in comparison to a competitor's standpoint, I found Adidas's numbers for 2015. They operated at a higher portion of debt, coming in at 25.7%, and then 74.3% equity. So what that means is Adidas is basically reinvesting more of their debt than Nike is. So in closing, I think Nike is a very promising company to invest in. They operate under money that they already have, which can leave you very confident that they will continue to be a healthy company. They have seen huge returns in their sales and are continuously expanding and innovating their products. They have seen great growth and were nearly unaffected by the 2008 crash. They are reputable and sound. So when it comes to investing in Nike, I would suggest that you take their advice and just do it. Thank you.